One, two, one, two. Yeah, we live.
We live, baby. We live, baby.
One,
Here
two,
we
one,
go.
two.
Here we go. Esoterians.
Yeah, yeah,
Here we
we
go.
live.
Here we go. Here we go, chat. Here we go, chat.
Yeah,
Well, tonight we are diving into one of the most misunderstood symbols in occult history, brother.
yeah,
Baphomet.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
one and only Baphomet.
yeah,
Man, this brother, most of us grew up hearing that Baphomet is a devil
yeah,
or a satanic figure. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But what if that's not true? That's my question that I'm about to pose right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But our goal
But
tonight,
but but yeah, but before we go, I think let's ask in the chat. Can you guys see us? Can you guys hear us? How is the connection? How is um the signal and everything before we go fully on?
yeah,
All right. So let's try and see how we can fix this message error message. All right. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. All right. So we apologize in the chat. We're going to get it fixed now. All right. Mm, all right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. This is um one of the powerful, one of the most powerful topic. I think we having some connection issues, but let's see if we can fix that. Let's see if we can fix that. All right. Um, where is this error coming from now? All right. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Where is this error coming from? One, two, one, two. Are we good now? We good? I think yeah, still experiencing some problems. Um, think it's um some network issue. We're having some network issue, but yeah, we good. We good. We good. Can you guys hear us? Leave a comment in the chat.
one,
Um,
two.
yeah, this is one of the powerful, most powerful topic. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. Um,
It's gonna be fire.
yeah, it's gonna be hot and fire.
Fire gonna burn, man.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. One, two, one, two. Guys, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Okay, let's start. Let's just dive into this. What we have today. Let's just dive into it. Hopefully, the connection will get better as we go along. But yeah, I think we're fine. Yeah, we're good.
Well, well, chat. Tonight we're about to dive into one of the most misunderstood concepts,
Yeah,
misunderstood symbols in occult history.
yeah. I
The
think
Baphomet.
we're getting better now in connection. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for interrupting you. Yeah, you can go on. You can go on.
Well, chat. Here we go again. Here we go again. Well, tonight we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood concepts,
Yeah.
the most misunderstood symbols
Yeah.
in occult history, the Baphomet.
Yeah. The Baphomet.
Well, we all like since we grew up, like most of us grew up hearing that Baphomet is a devil or satanic figure. But what if that is not true?
Yeah.
Huh, Brother Glody? And our goal tonight isn't to convince you to believe in anything or but to help you
Yeah.
see through the layers of symbolic meaning behind this figure
Yeah.
and how it relates your life, your psyche, and your transformation as a whole or
Yeah.
as a creature, as a human being. What do you have to say about that, Brother Goldie?
Yeah. The good thing is that we are in a very good time, to talk about all of these things. We're in a very good time to explore, to engage, and discover, um or let me say, even we have more opportunity to research more about all of these things. So today the thing is, we didn't even want to talk about this thing, like, because most people are afraid. Most people are, they don't want to hear things that has to do with evil, or witchcraft, or it's just, it sounds far-fetched, to most people, especially growing up, with this idea and ideologies of um being afraid of the dark, being afraid of evil, being afraid of demons. you know it just gives me some kind of joy to say that we are living in a perfect time where we can now see the truth,
Uh-huh.
where we can now see behind the curtain, you know, what has been hidden from us for years and years and years and years, you know. But I'm glad, to be talking about this thing and share, what we know, share our knowledge, and share, um, uh, what we know about Baphomet. We're not saying that we're perfect, we know everything, It's not about that. It's about learning, sharing, and interacting, So if you have some kind of knowledge in terms of this kind of topics, you can leave a comment in the chat, or directly, contact us on social media, or email us, um, some of the good points, and or some of the good gems that we have, so we can be dropping them on live stream, So yeah, to kick things off, you know.
Absolutely, Brother Goldie. Well, let's start with the origin of this figure. Baphomet wasn't originally a demon, as we've been told.
Yeah. I mean, um, going back to what I said in the beginning, we grew up with that mentality of being afraid of dark and evil. So
Mm-hmm.
when we see this sign here, as you can see on the screen, that sign of Baphomet, as you can see, the head just start from the bottom and going up to the head. You can see that it looks very scary.
Intimidating, I can say.
Yeah, it looks very scary. And looking at Baphomet, let's um let's first, not, like, how can I say it? We don't want to throw rocks on you
That's
yet.
that's the thing, cause the name Baphomet itself was first linked to the Knights Templar in the 1300s, Brother Glody. And during their persecution, they were accused of worshipping a mysterious idol called Baphomet. There's something right there. And fast forward to 1856, we see French occultist Eliphas Levi. Now, this brother right here creates the famous image of the goat-headed figure seated on a throne.
Wait a minute. It's somebody created this image. Somebody had an idea and but somebody had an idea and came up with this image of Baphomet, So that person, of course, is no longer alive. That is in the ancient time. So this person created the image of Baphomet, and then he had a goal. Obviously, he had a goal, and that goal was not to confuse people, was not to destroy people, but it was to teach people what is hidden behind curtain and what has been hidden from us. So he came up with that image to kind of like teach people the alchemy side of life as a whole. But unfortunately, some group of people, just came out of nowhere and banned the image, and because they knew that it's so powerful that it can change somebody's life. So they came up with some reasons to ban the image of Baphomet and put it in a box of being devilish, being evil, being something dangerous. Most people will be afraid even to follow this video because they don't want to be associated with evil. They don't want to be in contact with such things because apparently they will be punished. God will punish them. They will go to hell.
And as we can all recall, Eliphas Levi himself once said, Baphomet is not a god, but a symbol. A symbol of equilibrium of opposites. And as we can see, we're going to highlight on the as above, so below.
Yeah.
The equilibrium of opposites. God damn, it's about to get deeper right now. It's about to get deeper.
Well. Telling you, this is one of the most, most people won't believe it. Most people won't even buy it. Let's see. I think we have a video that we wanted to kind of like
First of Brother Glody, let's just trying to give the chat a snippet of how symbolism breakdown role. You see, the use of Levi's image on the Baphomet imagery. Let's say the Godhead. The Godhead, most of the time, people that don't understand how, what does the Godhead represent really? It represents primal nature and vitality.
Whoa.
It represents primal nature and vitality. Often mistaken for Satan due to the goat imagery in the Bible, but originally tied to Pan and fertility. Ha! Shit. Now, androgynous form, bris and masculine features, merging male and female divine unity. That's what we see on the Baphomet figure right there. It's not evil, but rather divine unity. You see what's going on right there?
Whoa,
And this is about gender. It's about duality in all of us. It's about duality in all of us.
Yeah, of course,
Let's get it. Let's get it.
of course. I mean, that part where when you said it was, often mistaken as, as Satan due to uh the head of the goat.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes just being open minded can save you a whole lifetime of, struggle, learning, and making mistakes. Because if you're not open minded, of course, as this concept says, most people usually mistake it as um, being certain. It's only the image that's um, kind of like intimidating, and that image, it can be associated with anything. So the creator of this particular title had a goal to teach people, obviously. So he chose that symbol, he chose that head of the goat, um, but he used it in a way that it's going to represent something else, as it says, it's symbol of fertility, you know.
Absolutely.
So I think most people don't have that opportunity to research and understand, first of all, why um what's his name again, the creator of this
The creator of the Baphomet image.
yeah
Levi.
yeah, Levi had an idea in his mind, and he used that Baphomet image. I mean, he used imagery to represent certain things. So
Now, when we take a look at that shit, we're gonna see like in a deeper esoteric manner to those people who got understanding of these concepts. We're gonna see that Baphomet and the human psyche is very well connected. I mean, like there's a huge connection between the human psyche and the Baphomet. And why do we say why do we dwell on this one? Let's shift from symbols to the self. Let's shift from symbols to the self. Because in psychology, especially the work of Carl Jung, we all know Carl Jung. He's done a lot. He's contributed a lot to the intellectual realm of the humankind. We talk about the shadow self. The parts of us we suppress or deny. You know, as human beings, there's a whole bunch of us. We live in a world whereby the parts of us we are being suppressed.
yeah.
And are being denied a lot. A lot of us, a lot of human beings are living in denial. So the Baphomet is a mirror. It reflects not just light, but also the darkness we fear in ourselves. You see that part?
That part.
And Jung most of the time highlighted. He said like, until you make the unconscious conscious,
yeah.
it will direct your life, and you will call it fate.
That. I mean, this is so powerful. Until you make the unconscious conscious.
It will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Now,
Yo.
this symbol shows us the importance of integration. First, you can't find peace by cutting away your shadow.
Nah.
You find it by embracing and balancing it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, running away from our own let me say, trying to hide or trying to not being conscious of your inner self. And
Yeah.
this is so powerful. Let me do this. Let me make it very simple. Let me not think about a lot of stuff at the same time. Let me make it simple. The fact that you are not conscious of that particular thing in your life, that particular thing is running behind the scene, which is now in the level of the subconscious mind. So it's running behind the scene. It's doing a lot of things in your life. Things are happening in your life. You thinking that it's something that you really have to
Yeah.
cherish and believe in, or something that you feel like, yeah, this is okay. Most religious or people will call it,
Yeah.
it's some kind of blessing or mysterious things coming from God and things like that. But it's just that you might not be conscious of that particular thing, and it makes it a miracle because you're not conscious of it. But in reality, that particular thing can be accessed anytime, and you can understand it and replicate the same system so that you can get that same powerful result that you got. You
And
know?
and on top of that, brother Goldie,
Yeah.
I'd like to highlight like how the debunking misconceptions, because most of these religions and institutions have often demonized what they don't understand, especially symbols that encourage self-empowerment. So, where did the fear come from? In pop culture and media, Baphomet is usually lumped together with Satanism, most due to the Church of Satan adopting the symbol. You see the trick right there.
Mm.
But even then, it was used to provoke doubt, not as a literal object of worship. Now
Mm.
there's a whole lot of misconceptions right here. The original symbol never represented evil. It was always about balance,
Mm.
illumination, and inner transformation. Inner transformation, because most of the time people they just like they hence like you said, brother Glody, right there.
Mm.
The illumination and inner transformation is happening like in a it is constant. It's happening every now and then.
Yeah.
Nothing is on a standstill.
Yeah.
Everything vibrates and everything is energy around us.
Yeah.
So therefore, by understanding this one, then we're gonna like grasp the concept as to why it was always about balance,
Mm.
illumination, and inner transformation. This shit is deep.
Way too deep. Way too deep. Way too deep. You know,
So
talking
most of the
about
time,
talking about balance,
mm,
actually. Talking about balance. Um Most people don't have that kind of, understanding of what is balance. Let's first kind of highlight what is balance so that people can understand, you know, what balance actually mean. Sorry for my mic, it's making a little bit of crashing noise. But yeah. So yeah, let's give people a little bit of understanding of what balance is and how they can, implementing in their life. So as you can see the symbol of Baphomet on the screen right now. So you know it his hand, one facing down, obviously one facing up, you know, which basically mean as up is above, so below, right? So that is a form of um balance on its own. Whatever happens up is what's going what happened up is gonna happen uh um right here below, but um in a different settings, in a different format, but it's still the same thing. So the balance comes into saying that um it can only not be raining all the time, but there will be evaporation from the soil, which then causes rain from the uh up in the whatever you call it, sky, clouds, or whatever.
Ether.
Yeah. So creating a balance in our life basically can be something like, you know, eating a lot of sugar. You know, it's bad, but balancing sugar with its opponent, that's that's a good thing to do. That's a little bit of example. I'm giving a light example because we don't want to go so heavy and beyond, then you guys don't understand anything, because our goal is obviously to share what we know from the best of our ability, and also exchange from you guys in the chat. You can obviously leave a comment and say anything that you feel like you can say, but this is pretty much what it's all about. Yeah.
So, like, how this symbol can change your life, really? Because that's the most asked question. Like, you might find somebody, okay, like, all right, like, okay, put everything aside. Like, how does this symbol then, like, how can it change your life? So, what does all this mean for us?
Mm.
First of all, they say Baphomet teaches us non-duality,
Yeah.
that the sacred and the profane, light and dark, are not the enemies, they
Mm.
are partners. Light and dark are not the enemies,
Yeah.
they're partners. We come to the yin yang right there. When
Mm.
we stop rejecting parts of ourselves, we stop living in fear and start becoming whole. They
Yeah.
say the number one low vibrational and low frequency is fear.
Mm.
And most of the institutions that manipulate and they take over the control, they dwell on imposing fear among
Mm.
creatures. Now, this symbol invites us to raise above extremes, find stillness, and embrace the mystery of being human. God damn, I'm about to get deep into this one.
Yeah.
Because it's not about worship, it's
Mm.
about waking up.
Yeah. Of course. Of
Considering
course.
the fact that most of us are still asleep,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
most of the creatures are not awake.
Nah.
And being awake, people, they really have to grasp on this one, chat.
Mm.
Waking up. Waking up doesn't mean that like people are asleep or like people are dizzy. Nah, it's
Yeah.
to be asleep from that deeper sleep. You are not informed. You don't know who you are. You are not
Mm.
aware. You have to raise your consciousness to
Mm.
remember who you are. You have to track your DNA and all that. We're gonna come to those ones on the next sessions. But as I was highlighting on this one, Like a quick question just to like navigate through
Yeah.
oneself. What part of yourself have you ever been at war with and are ready to reconcile with? What part of yourself have you been at war with
Well,
and are ready to reconcile with? Part of yourself, not part of anybody else. What part of yourself have you been at war with?
yeah. Before we chip in on that, I just want to say, the the symbol, coming down to how this can, obviously change our daily life, to integrate the symbol of Baphomet and our daily life. How can that change our lives? When we stop rejecting part of ourselves, we immediately stop living in fear and start becoming whole. So, what that means is that when we stop hiding and, running away from trauma or some bad things in our lives, when we stop doing that, but instead we start facing them and trying to fix, to find out why that particular thing is happening, that is when we start becoming whole. We start to become aware of ourselves, and that's what the signs and the symbols of Baphomet actually teaches us. So yeah, I mean, that's just a part that I wanted to encourage us. And you have to stop being afraid of our own
Absolutely.
self, our own shadow, our own dark part of our life. We have to stop being afraid of that, because it is those things that are going to make us stronger, powerful, and transcend this third dimension. So obviously, it's a journey. You don't have to do it immediately. You're gonna do it as you go along and study and knowing more and all of that stuff. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like they always say, the greatest mystery is not in light or darkness. It's in
Mm,
the space where they meet.
mm,
That space in between, that thin line in between dark and light.
mm, mm, mm.
That's where the greatest mystery lies.
Hectic.
That's where the greatest mystery lies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we have a video that we wanted to share, that's gonna also lead us to more conversation points, because hey man, we love talking about these things, man. I mean, yeah. So let me see if we can get hold of that video. uh let's see if we can get hold of that video. um that video actually explains um what Baphomet, pretty much giving you a little bit of
A
history of
popular figure
Baphomet and
that
stuff like
most
that.
people would
So I'm gonna let
immediately
the video
associate
play.
with the devil, Baphomet.
Um,
But in reality, it's a bit more
you guys
complicated
let
than
us know
that.
if you
Before we
can
get started, if
see
you are
or
new to
hear
the
the
channel
video
and
in
wish
the background. If you can hear the sound, if you can hear, let us know. Then we can adjust and obviously make it perfect for you. So yeah, let me start.
to see more videos on mythology and history, don't hesitate to subscribe to not miss the next ones. Baphomet is a mysterious symbol, a pagan icon that has gained a lot of popularity in recent years, especially in the occult communities and Satanism. He's often depicted as an anthropomorphic creature with the head of a goat, the torso of a human being, and black wings on its back. The origins and the symbolism around Baphomet have been the subject of many debates and interpretation throughout history because of its association with various esoteric traditions, secret societies, and religious movements, making it very difficult to pinpoint exactly when and how he first appeared in history. The first time the term Baphomet,
because now I think we're having some issue with the sound. We apologize for that. But yeah, we will play it. Hopefully, we'll play it again.
Yeah, but hopefully, like tonight, we explored a symbol most people fear and discovered it's actually about integration and transformation. Whether you accept the symbol or not, the message remains: we grow when we stop running from our darkness. Now, invite people to reflect and continue learning.
All right. So yeah, I think we can wrap it up from here. We can ease it down from this point. Please, guys, remember this is a almost daily streaming, so we will be coming back and exploring more of these topics on a larger scale. So because today is our first stream, so we wanted to introduce you guys to give you the source, of what this thing is all about. So today, yeah, that was it. And thank you so much, guys, for joining us. For most of you that joined, and yeah, you didn't say anything in the chat. But anyway, yeah, next time hopefully we get you back and continue supporting and obviously being part of this great movement as we go along with everything. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us, and please forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, send and leave a comment, send it to your family members. Even though you're afraid, do it. Send it to your friends, and we shall definitely see you guys on the next one. But for now, I don't know, Brother Tony, you have anything to add on?
Well, we shall meet on the next one. We shall meet on the next one.
Yeah, shall meet on